Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are working on getting our relations with Great Britain down so that we can declare independence and fight them for our independence. We're still basically doing okay. We're developing ourselves a nice surplus of cash right now. We're letting the investment pool drain to fund the growth of the economy, which is just fine. And we're letting our infamy go down. So I'm probably... Let me see. How's our truces? Okay, we don't have a truce with Kota. We do have a truce with Garwal for another couple of years. And we have a truce with Rewa for another couple of years. And we do not have a truce with Assam. So our two options are basically... We can wait for our reputation for our infamy to go down, and then expel their diplomats, or we can just wait for damaging relations to do it. And I think damaging relations is going to go fast enough that I'm not super worried about it. It'll probably be ever so slightly longer than this, but I think the other way will be pretty solid. It does appear radicals are going up, which I don't love. I could have home affairs if I really wanted to. Let me see. The children do want guaranteed liberties, and I have to say that seems like the right call. Overall. So I think we're going to pop the civil servants into the government. And we're going to get started with guaranteeing liberties. No one's going to stop the... I mean, the armed forces are going to do their best, but it's not going to matter. The stall chance they're creating is 3%. The success chance... The combined success and advance chance are above 50%, so this is something we're definitely going to be able to accomplish. I don't love them not having... Wait, Imperial Service. No, it's Virta is the one that we would ideally want. But it is, it is what it is. I think the size of our armed forces is going to outweigh any capability, any problems associated with our armed forces' opinion of us not being super good. The British Loyal Order is a little salty, probably on account of we're damaging relations. From decreasing relations to a lower level. Alright, well that is what it is. East Indian National Committee, however, is much happier about it. Anti-Russian Association is still kicking around. And obviously I would love to be doing a little bit more in terms of annexing the rest of the princely states, but I really want to work on this other stuff. So, Prussia's fighting Warsangali. Oh, Warsangali is a protectorate of Prussia's? Nope. They're guaranteeing their independence. That's what's happening. That's a large Cape colony right there. Golly. France, I can't believe you're antagonistic towards me. I'm the strongest puppet of your biggest rival. A dangerous idea. Speaking at a rally in Agra, the Indian National Movement speaker urged the listeners to boycott the British lifestyle and return to their Hindu roots if they wish to build a free Hindu nation. This has sparked fears of a religious oppression from among members of the All India Muslim League, leading to further animosity between the two groups. Muhammad Khan couldn't believe the audacity of the speaker. The man had dared to say, "I'm glad to see Mr. Khan here representing the Muslim branch of our party." Khan had been here before him. He'd fought the British in court and won. And now he was just a representative of the Muslim branch? Then the upstart had dared to suggest a Hindu nation. What did you think all the Muslims and Sikhs were going to do? Convert? I'm going to say they must both learn their place once again. That's kind of how I've been responding to that event every time it happens, and feels like the right call. So our finances are rock solid at this point. Wow, and most of that's from consumption taxes. I am probably going to repeal those consumption taxes eventually, but I've got a really solid gold reserve at this point, so let's take a look. Let me first take a quick pass through our... Oh, I need to normalize production methods, don't I? I sure do. Always be normalizing production methods. Not incorporating states. Resetting production methods. Don't want to do that. Tenasserim. Hey, we're in consideration already. Bihar. Nope, we want to... Yep, everything else is good to go. Alright, so... let me see. I suppose I could use elastics. That's going to make these less profitable, though, so I will not. What about precision tools? Less profitable. Glassworks are doing just fine. Oh, I've got another... Oh, but it's an electricity methods. Okay, so I'm not going to increase the steel production methods because those are electricity methods. Yes, we've got a bunch of industries that are producing telephones without being producing radios, and that's just fine. Everything else looks good to go. Mines are looking good. I don't have a lot of sulfur mines. And honestly, I don't have much sulfur capacity at this time. So that's a little rough. Let me see. Do I have any ability to produce sulfur in any of my puppet states? I'll definitely produce iron in Burma. Shan states, not that much. Pegu, no. Arakan, no. Mendeley? No. Alright. Now, what about in... Well, let me do this event first. Medium roast. The plummeting price of coffee has prompted the government of India and the Carnatic coffee plantations to advocate extreme action. They intend to burn surplus supply in an attempt to increase prices. Their edges were two things, increasingly worrying and increasingly clear. Not only were the profits falling, there would be none left by the end of the year. Growing coffee would soon be a quaint hobby for the rich, or, as he found as he looked at his fireplace, a barbaric solution to a complex problem. An espresso, purpose-made for farmers and drinkers alike. Burn it. Reduce plantation throughput, happier government of India. We could use the coffee as a fuel source. Increased heavy industries throughput. Available because civil servants are part of the government. That's fun. Or trust the invisible hand of the market. Government of India mad. That's very funny. I'll keep the government of India happy. Burn it. That's fine. Let me see. And there's elevators. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I can increase glass demand with that. Yeah, it sure does not look like I have any sulfur supply anywhere around here, which is a little worrying. Definitely going to need to get sulfur somewhere, but can I steal it from the British during my independence war? Doesn't seem likely. What about the Russians in Persia? Doesn't seem likely either. Let me see. Could build up some in the Ottoman Empire. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Because relations with the Ottomans are so good. Now what about... That's right, there is some in Aceh. Ooh, there's sealing strategies. Wonderful. Yeah, there's a bunch in Sumatra. So, what's it going to take to turn these... It's actually very little infamy to start grabbing these territories. Even this one. This will cause no infamy. What is happening? China will likely fight in Brunei. That's quite curious. So do I attempt to secure my sulfur supply, or do I rely on trade? Really, I would like to turn it into a protectorate. which again means that I fight China and Brunei, not that that matters. And we're fighting China because of nothing. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna give this a shot. But before I do that, let me take a look at the sulfur mines state of affairs. Okay, no explosives method, but they do have the condensing pump engine, so that's not too bad. And maybe I'll do the same for Siak eventually. Obviously, they're going to be very salty. So let's just take a look. Oh, I don't get to see it because I don't. The line item is not there. But that is what it is. Let me see. I think if Great Britain doesn't join, then China won't... Oh, no, there will be a front with China over here. But I could take that as an opportunity to steal Yunnan. We'll see. Anyway, let's... Wow, that is... This is really low infamy. Is this genuinely no infamy? That's bananas. A lot of sulfur capacity there. Alright, you know what? Let's take the whole country. We'll take the whole country. Well, we'll see if they say yes. They did. Wonderful. Alright, so let's build up some ports. And then we'll build up... Then we'll normalize production methods. And then we'll build a heck-ton of sulfur mines. That was literally no infamy. That's bananas. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Can I keep doing this? Now it's automatic. Siak is also independent. I don't seem to be able to demand states of them. Why? No? Oh, because relations are too good. Alright, well that's fine. British Niger. You know what? Sure. Sure, I'll absolutely detonate the British Empire with no provocation. 100%. Alright, so the other thing I need to do... 10th Eastern Union Army. Can be gotten rid of completely. I need to start reforming my navy. I need some scout cruisers, and by some, I mean a lot. Scout cruisers are very strong compared to what I currently have, which is monitors. Monitors are 20-30, scout cruisers are 50-50. Torpedo boats are 40-30, but they have convoy rating efficiency, so I'm not going to delete those, but I am going to increase I am going to get rid of the monitors. So I've currently got 63. I'll round up to 65 just for accounting purposes, and we'll just try to do our best with keeping them similar to what we've got. There's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, well, 55, 60, 65. There we go. So then, as we build those up, we'll decrease the employment of the others, and then they'll just kind of hire in as things go. Artistic Expressions. A popular English newsletter has released a statement by Mohandas Gandhi, endorsing several poets known for their sympathies to the trade union's interests. The ideals of love and comradeship are present therein, but when one looks beyond the surface, one is faced with the precise conditions for such a thing. Those things which foster the highest ideals and can be manifested in one's daily life. The idols of English culture stand behind our reforms, 7% enactment chance, or the loyal support of the trade unions should be rewarded, 5% enactment chance, stronger trade unions. I'm just going to do the first one. More enactment chance is better. All right. I am done with my current techs, so let's continue to bang away at military. I actually only have a few more. So I'll do Dreadnought first, then I'll do Submarine, and then we'll grab NCO training. And I know this is a long time to put my my production growth on hold, but it's important. I am also going to go to my naval buildings. Oh, I've already got another training method. Very good. And I'm going to improve sealing strategies. I'm also going to go to covered markets, I think. That's going to make the urban centers better. I could theoretically go all the way to arcades. Yeah, we'll do arcades. That'll be great. Oh, I can't do arcades because I don't have power everywhere. That's a bit of a shame. Let's do public motor carriages as well. Alright, there we go. Now they're as productive as they can be. You still think you're going to be more productive with arcades? You certainly don't. Alright, beautiful. We did it. Everything is great. Alright, let's get things going. Oh, I'm so pleased. That didn't cost me any infamy at all. So why can't I steal stuff from states and Siak? Right, because the relations are too good. Yeah, I did figure that out a second ago, didn't I? Oh, I'm so smart. So smart and good at video games. Jambi's doing real bad. What if I say, you're coming with me? They will not accept. No one will stop me. What state is this? This is North Sumatra. Alright, so I would want to take the rest of the country before I do that. Wow, construction efficiency is really garbage here because of all the turmoil. We'll go ahead and throw a suppression decree in here. Strike wave in Malaya. A wave of workers' strikes inspired by the Indian national movement have racked industries in Malaya. Striking workers have joined protests in several cities across the region. The officer had expected the workers to be different than they were. Unwashed, stained with industrial effluvia, soaked in sweat. They were none of these things. They wore the same clothes they wore on the weekends, fresh and clean. There was pride in their eyes, instead of the cowed expressions of exhausted men. They stood defiant, their faces hard, their hands gripping signs that called for the world and more. Make it known who recognized their demands, reduced manufacturing industries throughput, reduced infrastructure throughput, stronger trade unions, reduced activism, or get them back to work. Angry trade unions, even stronger throughput penalty. I'll do the first one. Stronger trade unions is just fine with me. Alright, what does that mean for the construction speed? Yeah, I'm going to throw the rest of these mines at the bottom because the other stuff I'm working on is more important than this. Siam damaging relations, very good. That's just fine. I knew they were. Burma's doing the same, and that's a them problem. No. Saxe-Weimar. Very good. So what this is going to do... Belgian state sides with Britain in a play against Austria. That's interesting. Popular outreach. Mohandas Gandhi has embarked on a week-long tour of the countryside to spread awareness of the need for guaranteed liberties among the Ryots. Happy it is indeed for me that my heart is capable of feeling that same simple and innocent pleasure as the peasant, whose table is covered with food of his own rearing, and who not only enjoys his meal but remembers with delight the happy days and sunny mornings when he planted it, the soft evenings when he watered it, the pleasure he experienced in watching its daily growth. A noble cause, and with luck a popular one too. Happier Ryots, extra enactment chance. Or why care for an outsider who offers nothing but words? Reduced enactment chance, Gandhi becomes less popular. Going with that first one. Brings enactment success chance up to 36%. So, let me see. This is an autonomy play by Oman, British East Africa, British Senegal, British Congo, British Nigeria, Zulu, Congo, and Galeti. And they're trying to... Why are you trying to liberate Cornwall? Why would you do this? Liberate Cornwall, you nerds. It's backed by the USA, Canada, and Austria. Well, heck. I think this is it, friends. We're doing it. All right. Sure. Let's mobilize the forces. So let me see. How do I want to do this? I've got a treaty port here. Let me see. So, Central Indian Army. We'll put you on the... Okay, all of this is one front here. So that's just fine. Defense forces will leave where they are. I'll put the Khalsa Army... Actually, no. Central Indian Army I'm going to put on the front... on the treaty port front. Khalsa Army I'll put on the northern front. And then... the Bombay Defense Force I'll put on the front with Ceylon. And then I've got a front in Singapore that I'll use the Bengal Defense Force to protect. Alright. Well, this is going to be interesting. Are you worried yet, Great Britain? Hormuz front. Oh, that's right. There are armies all over the place, huh? What front is this? Oh, yeah, there's a front in Africa. Should I assist my allies in securing their fronts, or should I worry about my own fronts first? I think the answer to that question is I worry about my own fronts. Afghanistan is damaging relations. Well, that is what it is. Do I raise my conscripts? I definitely raise my conscripts in my defense forces, for sure. No question about that. If I can select them. Alright, as we build up our naval forces. So I'm going to put the Indian Navy... I'm going to dock the Indian Navy right now. Where are they? Where are you, Indian Navy? Oh my goodness, you're all the way up in Europe. Well, that was silly of me. But it is what it is. Alright, so Britain is putting a bunch of troops on the front with Afghanistan. We'll go ahead and put the Bombay Army there. From here, so we've built a bunch of... We've built all of our naval bases, so now we just reduce the number of monitors by a huge pile. And then as time goes by, the fired sailors will naturally flow into the scout cruiser units, and that will be fine. Madras Army needs another leader. Let's go with a Bajra guy. And we'll go with a Riots guy as well. So they've put more forces here, and so have we. Should be just fine. We have some fleets that need to go to the Indian Navy. 2 arms. Now we should be getting an event pretty soon. Because we're functionally... Not even functionally. Because we're no longer British India. And we'll see kind of how that goes as we go along here. So, we are winning. Maldives left the British Empire. Well, that's fine. Annexed, I suppose, or something. Alright, we are moving forward in Ngari. And this, the Bengal Defense Force is done over there. I'm going to put them on the front with Ceylon, although we are winning on the front with Ceylon. It's the whole world versus Britain at this point. Coalition default. How's my economy doing? We're still in the British market, weirdly enough. It's curious. Popular playwright endorses reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding guaranteed liberties, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the civil servants, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. The man's viewpoints may be somewhat partisan, but sir, you cannot argue with his prose. Guaranteed liberties will be on everyone's lips now, 10% enactment chance. Sure puts the civil servants in a good light, stronger civil servants. Or ensure the play gets a wider international audience, extra prestige. Temporarily. I'm gonna say guaranteed liberties will be on everyone's lips now. Canada's improving relations, very good. So it's interesting. It's interesting that we remain in the British market during this. How is this battle going? Badly. Alright, that's okay. Philippines improving relations. Russians colonizing. Let's see. Hejaz is in default. Alright, and this front is no more. We've occupied Ceylon fully. Alright, beautiful. So, that's those fronts closed off. Do I dare do a naval invasion? I think the answer is yes. How's the Indian Navy doing, though? Alright, you're back at 100% organization. Got enough scout cruisers and torpedo boats for all the stuff you're trying to do. So where do I naval invade? Actually, better question. Where are there fronts that I can use? There's a front up here that I can use and a front over here. Let's grab one of these. Let's... Yeah, we'll grab the Bengal Defense Force, and I'll put that on this front. And then... I think we'll throw the Bengal Army up on the front over here. Because I'm going to grab the Khalsa Army and have myself a little naval invasion. I've got fronts and area codes. Alright, Khalsa Army can't do a naval invasion because they're engaged in a battle. Alright, well, once they're done with that, we'll get them going somewhere else. Afghanistan is nearly fully occupied by me. Torrential rains. Well, that's not ideal, I must say. This should be the battle here. Once that's done, there we go. Beautiful. Khalsa Army. Still in a battle. Alright, maybe one of these. Maybe we'll wait until Afghanistan is sorted out. Again, these battles are going just fine. British supply lines here are absolutely raucous. Okay. It seems I'm not going to be doing any naval invasions for the time being. Am I going to continue to fight battles here? I'm going to lose them. Interesting. My force comparison here is so good, though. Let me put the Madras Army on this front. Russian Republican Sakhalin, very good. That should make this... Yeah, there we go. I got Americans here, too, apparently. Hi, why don't you handle the Afghanistan front, since everyone else seems to have... Ah, I see. This front sort of is collapsing this way, so... This front just sort of got stupid over here. Which is fine. Alright, so we're finishing out building in Sumatra. Interesting. So some of those areas are goofed. Sick leave. A lengthy speech by Mohandas Gandhi took a wild turn after consuming a tainted drink. With his incapacitation, the government has lost one of its most effective advocates for guaranteed liberties. A stall event. A page was dispatched shortly after the speech began, and he arrived with the sandwich and the fateful drink. Everyone in the audience could see the long-winded speech had become a battle to put down a revolting stomach. Indeed, if the speech stopped, the speaker's dignity would have ended with it. Had it not stopped then, people might have demanded an assassin's head. Wish Mohandas Gandhi a speedy recovery. 2% of civil servants more loyal, minus 15% enactment success chance. Montesgani gets food poisoning, episode, reduced interest-group attraction, or scour the vicinity for assassins on the double. He becomes wounded. Reduced health. Don't love that. But it's only half the... You know what? We'll wish him a speedy recovery. It's only food poisoning. I'm not going to risk losing Gandhi over a over one bad biryani. All right, so there's plastics. Oh, game's really chugging along now. All right, so the Pakistan Defense Force will put in this front here. And I've got an army over here going to defend this front. Rewa, damaging relations. Very good. So, we have a lot of... alright. So America is not successfully fighting over here? Oh, someone's successfully fighting over there. Alright, good. Very good. Very good. Great Britain's damaging relations. Well, good on you, Great Britain. This front is still kicking around in a way that's pretty surprising to me, actually. I need more convoys, so let's build some more convoys. Do I have any more labor here? I don't. I'm out of labor in Gujarat. I need to be conscientious about that. Baluchistan. Baluchistan's a good place to build up ports. Oman is out the war. I got units on both of these fronts. Siam is damaging relations. Italy is improving relations. So... this front continues to plug away. I think now's the time for a naval invasion. Let's naval invade Wales. Because I think that's the war goal target that we've got. Right? Or no, Cornwall. Cripes. Cancel a naval invasion. Bombay Army. Naval invade Cornwall. Now we got some events. The duel. Sean Templemore has challenged Kadri Zore to a duel to the death. The aura surrounding the two figures is like something out of a romantic novel. Kadri Zore smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Sean Templemore, you are a friendless bastard. Your insults cannot go unanswered. Pick a weapon of choice, and we shall meet tomorrow. Let them fight! Bang. Okay, I lose anybody out of my armies? Ooh, I definitely need another leader in the Bombay army. Let me see. Civil servants guy. Absolutely. Heck yes. So naval invasion, that's the one I canceled. And then do a promotion. The civil servants demand the promotion of Major General Nal Fulkyan, touting his history of loyal and effective service. So many medals adorned his jacket that one could scarcely see the fabric beneath, but it was not yet enough. Chest puffed out with pride, the general smiled as he imagined the look on Fenton's face when the lieutenant general learned of his imminent ascension. Their rivalry was legendary among the officers. At last he would have his due. Now Fulkyan has earned it. Happier civil servants, or the civil servants will not force her hand. He becomes unpopular, civil servants get salty. But the Indian Army gets happier. I'm going to do the second one. I like having a happy Indian Army, and the civil servants are going to be plenty pleased with my government as things get going here. I keep developing additional armies. We'll call this one the Central Indian Defense Force. We'll put a brave defensive strategist in charge of it. Let me see, what do we got in here? We got virtually all conscript forces. Okay, interesting. 25% organization. And I think that means there'll be no mobilization options enabled. There were no mobilization options enabled for the Central Indian Army. Oh, I'm so good at things. But not right now, because that army's doing a thing? It's fine. We'll put them in truck transport. Actually, I'm gonna... You know what? We'll get them all using machine guns. I'm really good at video games, and everyone should always play video games the way I play them. I just did the one that I was naval invading with, didn't I? That's good. Oh, I'm so good at stuff. So these other small armies can go. There's the Bombay Army, Pakistan Defense Force, Khalsa Army, and Bengal Army. Alright, that's fine. Automatic machine guns. The Devil's Paintbrush. General Amoravarasha Rayana's use of dedicated machine gun teams in the British East Africa versus Great Britain wars yielded advantageous results on the field of battle, leaving full platoons of his enemies dead before they even have reached our lines. If anyone had told me that it would be possible to make a gun that would pull a cartridge belt into position, pull a loaded cartridge out of it, move it in front of the barrel, thrust it into the barrel, close the breech in a proper manner, cock the hammer, pull the trigger, fire off the cartridge, extract the empty shell, and throw it out of the mechanism, feed a new cartridge into position, and do all of these things in a tenth of a second, I would not have believed it. But now I have seen it with my own eyes. Options are, whatever happens, we have got the Maxim gun and they have not, which gives him extra defense for 2 years. Or his mastery of the tool is unparalleled, he can stalwart defender forever. You know I'm going with that second one. A bonus forever is better than a bonus for 2 years. As you know, because I'm freaking starting goofing up my mobilization options. A cause without a rebel. Although Balaji Masdusi is still fighting for his cause, no one is following him anymore. Despondent, Masdusi has started publicly remarking that he may give up on his activism altogether. What's the point? Speakers, when we have any, speak to empty halls and at empty chairs. There's no crowds, no banners. If anyone pays attention at all, they never understand anything we're preaching. What reason is there to stay here? We're all stuck doing nothing. Perhaps he can find greener pastures elsewhere. He's exiled, or no time for timidity. The movement needs drastic change. This is for the Indian National Movement. 33% chance each of more activism, more attraction, or less attraction. I'm going to do the first one. He can go. The Donovor Fellowship. This is the Amy Carmichael event again. I'm gonna give an official donation, same as I always do. Alright, so let me see. Okay, so there is a front in Egypt on this thing. Law progressed to adoption. Wonderful. Oh boy. Let me see. We're on both of these fronts in Africa. Let's grab the Central Indian Defense Force and put them on the front in Egypt. And we'll it's 27 unit strong unit. We'll raise the conscripts, I guess. I don't know what's going on with that. New neighbors, new grudges. A minority group of Maghrebi people recently settled in the state of Bombay, seeking a better future. However, the local English elites are stirring up resentment, claiming that Maghrebi newcomers will destroy the traditional way of life. They don't belong here. Our English customs, our way of life, they'll be lost if we let the Maghrebi settle, claimed a prominent landowner. His words echoed in the taverns and markets of Bombay. The newcomers, hopeful but weary, whisper of opportunity but face closed doors and hostile stares. So, I'm going to say the Maghrebi people must accept their lot. It reduces their acceptance, but only by 5%. And in a multicultural society, that doesn't affect anything. I'm going to disband these small armies. I don't know why. Well, I mean, we talked about why they keep getting created. Gosh, I'm sure getting a lot of events in the middle of this war. A disreputable bookkeeper. A bookkeeper in government administration employed by the British Loyal Order is under investigation for bribery. The committee leading the investigation gather to consider the facts collected. They argue of the scandal. I understand the British loyal order benefits from a close relationship with the lawmakers of the Dominion of India, but these lobbyists cannot be authorized to pledge any amount of money to ensure success. The British loyal order is responsible for the agent they hired, change appeasement by -1, legitimacy +5, or perhaps it was just a clerical error, 5% of bureaucrats in Delhi become more loyal, Indian Army happier. I'm going with the second one. 5% of bureaucrats in Delhi becoming more loyal is super duper good. Alright. With that having been said, that is actually all the time we have. We're really way over time, in fact. So that is all I'm going to do for this episode. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. I'll see you on the other side.